Hey YouTube, my name is Heather and I love anti-MLM content here on YouTube. Today I'm really excited for us to watch part of a national wake-up call from Team Beachbody from 2021. Now, Sandy, the woman who's on the screen, wanted to put in a clip of Carl's end of summit wrap-up speech from 2021. We're going to listen to it. It's really good content, lots of interesting points for us to talk about, and I would love to hear what you think about everything he's saying down below.
Hey, the end of summit, Carl Daikeler had the most amazing closing speech I've seen in years, probably his best ever. And I asked him if he could say a few words on the call, and I think he was traveling or something. So I took part of his speech and I clipped about 10 minutes, and I want to share it with everybody today. So please indulge me while I play about 10 minutes of Carl's closing speech from Summit. So I do want to mention that.
I forgot to mention, please note, my window's open because it's hot here. So you may or may not hear traffic or like a siren going. I'm not sure if my mic would pick it up, but I'm sorry if you hear some outside noise.
It was from Summit's close. Okay, here we go. Hold on a second.
Success is for? It's for the person who fights for it. The person who is scrappy, relentless, hungry, and unstoppable. You deserve.
So our good buddy Carl is going to repeat those 4 words like 100 times. He's just going to yell them out at random times, but his words are hungry, or scrappy, relentless, hungry, unstoppable. So those are a big part of his speech.
A fighting chance to create something with your life. And maybe people taught you skills and tactics to succeed, but I want to teach you how to fight for it. Scrappy, relentless, hungry, unstoppable. You know what that is? That's the way I've approached this business for 22 years. And what I know is that not everyone is going to understand there's a mission of helping people that drives everything we do. Looks like a company that sells stuff. Oh, so when people aren't fully.
Carl, I love your very keen observation. Looks like a company that sells stuff. Yes, majority of companies sell something, a service, a product. Most companies are sales-based in some way, and you know that, sir. You know you are a company that sells stuff, but of course, MLM CEOs like to say that they don't care about the money. They don't care about sales. They care about changing people's lives and he says, giving people the tools and the knowledge to live happy and fulfilling lives. I'll actually let him talk for a sec. Sorry.
Aware of our mission, they might look sideways or criticize you. You know, well, what's that about? They might get into your fears.
Oh my God, sorry. They might look sideways and criticize you. And his example is, oh, what's that about? Sir, that's not criticism. That's someone asking a question because maybe they don't know what multi-level marketing is and they don't know how sketchy your company is. And they're just asking a question. We're allowed to ask questions.
Your own self-doubts about what you're doing because you're putting yourself out there. And that can make you an easy target. But I'm telling you, don't you fall for it, coach. You have to be fierce. Fierce with your commitment. Scrappy, relentless, hungry, unstoppable. No matter what anyone says, even no matter what that voice says, you have to fight for it. Did you know that according to...
So no matter what anyone says, no matter what your voice says, you have to fight for it. So he's saying, put yourself into an echo chamber surrounded by people who only think the same things you think, who are also obsessed with Beachbody. Ignore your inner voice that is telling you what you're doing is outside of your ethics or your morals. Ignore your gut feelings. Ignore any time you question the company, the business, the products, and just practice toxic positivity and never question Carl because he's king, he's the boss, and everything that Carl says we all have to do. What do you think?
Research by the Startup Genome Report, 9 out of 10 startups fail. 90% of companies that get started fail. Well, you've started your own company here as a coach, and that means you're a part of those odds. But
no, sir, you started the company and you made a genius business model for yourself where people pay you for the privilege of working under you. So you started the company, you're the business owner here. You know, your coaches are salespeople.
Let me ask you this. Who actually decides whether you failed or not? Where's the clock that goes off that says, that's it, you failed, ding? It's you. You're the clock. The day you stop fighting for it, that's failure day. You can put it on your calendar. I stopped fighting that day. So you don't want to fail? Don't stop.
So he's saying this as a way to normalize individuals in Beachbody not making any money. And he's saying, oh, you're not failing because you're going into debt. You just have to keep going. The only way you fail is if you quit. He's going to say this later, and Beachbody coaches tell their downlines this all the time. If you keep going, your success is just over that hill. If you keep pushing long enough, you are going to have financial freedom. You're going to be able to quit your job and retire your husband, and all of your wildest dreams will come true if you just keep going. You only fail if you quit. Now, I think you fail in a business through no fault of your own. You fail in Beachbody if you don't make money, because everyone needs to feed themselves and their families, keep a roof over their head, clothe themselves and their families. And if they go into Beachbody and do exactly what you tell them to do, Carl, and do exactly what their uplines tell them to do, and they don't make any money, they go into debt. It's a good, positive decision for them to quit because they know that they need to provide for their families. And if they keep going and put themselves into even greater debt, that could be in jeopardy. So in Beachbody and all MLMs, the thought of having boundaries and sticking to your boundaries is a negative thing. No, having a boundary and saying, I'm going to stop putting money into this company when I'm not making any money myself, having that boundary and then acting on said boundary is a good thing.
Set up a bod group and a challenge today. Invite to it today. Literally, that's the answer to not fail. Scrappy, relentless, hungry, unstoppable. Adding a stationary bike to the ecosystem. About to start beta testing a live platform with the vision to make it the most popular and engaging fitness and nutrition resource in history. I mean, who do we think we are?
So just because you say you have a vision of something doesn't mean that it's actually true. So I'm gonna reenact what he just did. I have the vision of being the coolest person in history. Who do I think I am? I'm automatically the coolest person. So Carl, just because you said that body or whatever is going to be the most amazing live platform in history, it means it's true. No, just because you say something, Carl, does not make it fact, unfortunately.
It's not who we think we are. It's what we are.
Sorry, I'm pausing it 1,000 times, but he is very effective. He chooses his words very wisely, and he has a good intonation in his voice that I think if this was in person, people would be screaming and clapping and laughing, and everyone would just be eating out of the palm of his hand. He is an excellent, excellent speaker, and this would have been a different speech if it was at this year's summit instead of virtual summit. What do you think?
Scrappy. Relentless, hungry, unstoppable. And I am absolutely sure, together, we will succeed as a public company, as a connected fitness company, and with the most compelling live content that anyone has ever seen in fitness. And here you are, a coach working to change the lives of thousands of people around you, people who have yet.
Most of the time, your coaches, Carl, are not going to change the lives of thousands of people. The majority of people in your company that you know are losing money, they're going to be lucky if they get to like Emerald, and if they get to Diamond, that's going to be an amazing accomplishment because very few people of your 450,000 coaches actually get to that rank.
To find the solution that works for them. Will you succeed? Will you be relentless? Or will you unplug from this event and sit back and let fear and doubt and questions creep in? Don't do it.
So he doesn't want us to let fear and questions creep in. So do not question Carl. Do not question what the company does or the products. You just have to take everything at face value and provide blind support to him and to the company.
Do it. Be one of those special people who proceeds with absolute certainty that you will not fail. This time, this decision, fight for it. So I'll ask that question again. Will you unplug from this event and sit back and let fear and doubt and questions creep in? Or are you going to be strong mentally? Will you be one of those special people that you've seen this week who manages to program their psyche about absolute certainty that they will not fail? That can be you. It's right there in the other decision.
Are you going to be one of the special people who program their psyche with the absolute certainty that they're going to succeed, something along those lines? Wow. So in Beachbody, you're not special unless you literally change your thought patterns, change how your brain, your mind reacts to situations, and you literally reprogram your thoughts to only have positive thoughts about your company. Wow, that is crazy. He's just told us that we need to brainwash ourselves in order to be successful. What do you think?
Decision, just on the other side of the choice to have that mindset. Will you start a new group? It's right there. BOD Groups is right there for you to use. Will you start a new group and invite people to a challenge all weekend? What are you going to do this weekend? Sure, you got events going, great. Every little bit of downtime, invite. 21-day fix, MBF, Lift 4, MESDA.
He's literally just going to list out every single Beachbody program ever.
Moss, 30-day breakaway, morning meltdown 100, bar blend, the work, let's get up, insanity, P90X, scrappy, relentless, hungry, unstoppable. Every time.
So I'm gonna name this video Carl the Televangelist, because I feel like he's just standing here preaching at us, yelling at us, trying to get us hyped up and emotional so we are more conducive to following his message. So he was telling us that we need to use all of our free time during this summit and set up a BOD challenge group, which, if you remember, all that means is you invite people to a group to go through a program with you. So chances are you'll have to buy access to Beachbody on demand. So you just have to invite to the challenge group during all your spare time during the virtual summit. I have a question for anyone who's been to summit, virtual or in person. Were you also required to continue to do your Success Club business activity tracker while you were there? If you were required to do that, when did you do it? I feel like there's not a lot of downtime at Beachbody Summit. You're expected to go from event to workshop, to workout, to meals, and you don't really have time. So if you've been to Beachbody, let me know. Been to Beachbody Summit, let me know about your experiences with that down below.
I wonder if the trolls, the cynics, if they're worth all the anxiety that they're creating. I drown the doubts that I might have in a torrent of determination. That's the personal development. That's where I get it. And I ask myself, what else would I do if I didn't do this?
So every MLM person and CEO talks about how they don't care about the trolls and the haters. But yeah, they always talk about it. Carl, if you didn't care about it and it didn't give you doubt, why are you bringing it up? And also, people who question your company, who point out that it's unethical and shady, that does not make them a troll. So Deanna Mims' fabulous channel she has a big following of like 20,000 subscribers. She got to 1-star diamond in Beachbody, and she makes videos on Beachbody and other MLMs now talking about how unethical it is. She will give factual, objective information. When she gives her opinion, she gives it in a respectful, constructive manner, and she is not a troll. Now, I don't know every single influencer, YouTuber, person on Instagram who covers Beachbody. There may be people out there who have a more bullying approach, who actually put people down. But from what I've seen, when people criticize Beachbody, criticize coaches, it's not, you're horrible, I hate you. It's what you're saying is unethical and manipulative, and here's why. So, Carl, if you didn't care about the haters, you wouldn't bring it up.
What problem am I uniquely qualified to help solve? What else would you do to achieve a healthy, fulfilling life? Look, if it's not this, then you should go find the right thing. But for me, I'm in the perfect position to show people what's possible for them. I don't like working out. I don't like eating right. I don't like vegetables. But on
You're so relatable.
Monday, I'm starting a 3-month program that's 6 days a week, 45 minutes a day, and at 57 years old, I think I'm gonna be in the best shape of my life. I'm gonna follow a nutrition plan that makes it easy for me to absolutely know that my portions are right for the goals that I have. Not to be skinny, but to be lean, to build muscle, to have my clothes fit the way I like them. To me, that's body positivity, achieving my goals on my terms. And like I said, I don't like vegetables, so I drink the shake. That, of course.
So he just said to him that's body positivity because he's meeting his own goals on his own terms. And yes, body positivity to different people is going to mean different things, but you can't really define Beachbody as a body positive company when it's based on transformation photos. For every single new release, you'll see before and after photos, and a lot of the time you'll see weight loss, you'll see inches down, you'll see changes in people's bodies generally to make them smaller. So if it was body positive and just focusing on feeling better, why is there such a focus on weight loss in every single one of your fitness programs? What do you think?
Costs more than some simple lame whey protein shake that you can get at Walmart. Of course it's more expensive, but it's superior. Do you see what I'm asking?
So I paused at a bad time before. Sorry. He's saying, of course, Shakeology is more expensive than some lame Walmart whey protein because it's superior. I could say anything in the world is superior to anything else, Carl. It doesn't mean anything unless there's objective scientific data to back up that statement, not written by Beachbody scientists, but from an outside third-party organization that actually does a proper examination on your product. Because of course you're going to say it's superior to a $40 protein pack at Walmart because you want people to invest a ridiculous amount in your product. So give me scientific data, please.
You to fight for here? I'm asking you to fight to share this experience, this vitality that this crazy platform, these nutrition plans, and these shakes can give to people. I'm asking you to share it with more people, with more enthusiasm, more heart than you ever have before. People deserve to feel like this. And you just need to start a new group and start inviting to your challenge.
Do you think he's pissed that people aren't inviting enough and people don't have enough challenge groups? And maybe that's why he's yelling at us about this for 10 minutes straight. Carl, are people not making enough groups?
To get it going. That's what it takes. It's right there. We are uniquely qualified to help people like me, to help.
We're not uniquely qualified to help anyone, Carl. And what do you mean, people like you? You mean millionaire MLM CEOs? No, he means because he does not like exercise. He does not like eating well. I'm not sure if that's actually true. I feel like that might just be a way to make him seem more relatable and down to earth to his coaches. So they think, wow, the whole CEO of this company still struggles with fitness and nutrition. He's just like me. I relate to him. What do you think?
Help more people achieve things like that. And it's all because of you. It really is. You enable that kind of lifestyle for people. And you deserve to be paid when you do that. But it doesn't happen just by signing up to be a coach. You have to be fierce. You have to be willing to fight for it. People have to feel it from you, more than the words that you say, but the feeling they get when you share your story. Scrappy.
So people who don't get paid in your company, Carl, is it because they're not giving people the correct feeling while listening to their story, and they're not being scrappy, relentless, hungry, and unstoppable enough? And again, in Beachbody, they like to have measurements that are impossible to actually quantify. So when people are inviting, and no one's saying yes, and they go to their upline, say, look, no one's saying yes to me. Oh, well, you don't have the right mindset. You can't actually quantifiably measure someone's mindset. Just like in this case, he's like, you're not getting paid because you don't have the right, you're not communicating your story well enough. You can't quantifiably measure the value of someone's method of sharing their story, and you can't measure if someone is your Carl's definition of unstoppable. Do you know what I mean? I think they pick very qualitative methods to measure someone's success that you can't actually prove. What do you think?
Relentless, hungry, unstoppable. You need to decide right here today that you're willing to fight for it, to fight. You're willing to be scrappy, relentless, hungry, and unstoppable. No longer are we going to make the mistake of expecting or looking for comfort. You want success? You better be prepared to be uncomfortable. You heard of growing pains, right? I used to get them in my shins. If you're not feeling them, you're not growing. Get comfortable with the discomfort of growing pains. I started off Wednesday talking about resisting the urge to put your feet up. This is what I'm talking about. It's time.
So he wants us to be comfortable in the discomfort. I think that is normalizing that gut feeling in your stomach when you think what I'm doing is unethical, what I'm doing is wrong. I don't want to harass my friends and family. I'm not making any money. I want to leave. And he's saying if you don't have uncomfortable feelings like that, then you're doing something wrong and you're not going to be successful. So he's telling us, like he has been over this whole video, to push all negative feelings down, to literally reformulate our brain, our psyche, to only think positive thoughts about Beachbody, about Carl, about all the corporate staff, about all their products and all the fitness programs. What do you think?
Time to seek discomfort, to hustle. Scrappy, relentless, hungry, unstoppable. We didn't create 645 to stoop to the level of marketability so people could just push the play button and pretend they were transforming their well-being without any effort, without being more conscious of their food choices. We put something in front of you and your customers and said, there's a challenge. You want to reach your peak? Well, you don't achieve that by staying comfortable. I'm getting out of my comfort zone on Monday. You get out of your comfort zone. Step into this for 3 months. Dial in your food choices and portions. And now I'm challenging you to do it with me. And I'm challenging you to bring at least a couple new people to this program. Build a bod squad. Don't
see, he doesn't care if his coaches are the only ones doing the programs. His definition of success would be his coaches doing all these programs, and they have to bring other people in too, because as we know, the coaches is where the vast majority of the revenue from Beachbody comes in, because every single coach has to do their monthly coach fee, their monthly personal volume requirements. They buy all the new products and the new releases. The vast majority of their revenue comes from coaches, and they are the customers.
let it stop all summer. Keep fighting to keep growing that squad. Add people with every new wave going into the Amwala Bod group every 2 weeks. Scrappy, relentless, hungry, unstoppable. Get in that mindset with me today. Let's get in that mindset together, you and me, that we're going to fight for it. We're going to fight to make a difference. We're going to fight for success. And as we leave this summit and look ahead to an incredible 6 months of innovation, I need you to take this feeling that you've got right now, the feeling that I've got, and recognize that your potential for greatness is right there waiting for you to run with it, to fight for it.
See, it's your success is just over that hill, coach. Keep going, keep putting more money into the system and keep losing money so you can get over that little hill that's just over there, and then you'll get success. Your success is always just a little bit away. And I feel like he's telling us that we need to like dangle little donuts, little candies in front of our coaches' faces to make sure that they stay in long enough. Because the longer that someone stays in the system, the more revenue for Beachbody, the more money he gets, the more money that people at the top of the pyramid get. Let's think about motive. Carl Daikeler, any MLM CEO, does not actually care about the financial and mental well-being of his distributors, because if he did, he would pay them a guaranteed hourly wage, and then they would get commissions and bonuses related to recruitment on top of that. What do you think?
I'm asking you right now, okay? Stand up. Literally, stand up. I'm waiting. Stand up. If you're in this with me, seriously, you're just stand up. Go ahead.
Do not tell me what to do. Do not be so demeaning to me. If I don't want to stand up, I'm not going to stand up.
I'm giving you a second. All right. If you're not standing up, I'm questioning your fight. If you are standing up,
If you're not standing up, you don't care about your business because you're not listening to everything I say and following me blindly. If people don't want to stand up, they don't have to, Carl.
like, just embarrass yourself a little bit with me and let's do this. Ready? Now say it. I am starting a BOD group. I am inviting people to a challenge. Say that. I am starting a BOD group. I am inviting people to a challenge. Internalize that. Now, say this. I am scrappy, relentless, hungry, and unstoppable. Say it again. I am scrappy, relentless, hungry, and unstoppable. Are you standing? If you're not, I'm begging you, make this theme behind me physical for yourself. Get uncomfortable and say it out loud. Whoever's in the room. I am scrappy, relentless, hungry, and unstoppable. Well done. Okay, you can sit down.
See, if that was at an in-person summit, who's jumping around on the stage like that, remember that 25,000 coaches would be screaming and up on their feet for that. He is an excellent, excellent speaker, and he's obviously very intelligent. But since my however long I've been into anti-MLM content, like, of course, we all know we can pick out the manipulation tactics. We can pick out the unethical parts of what they're saying and what they're expecting of their distributors and coaches. So he's very good at what he does, but what he says is very unethical, in my opinion.
All right. We help people achieve their goals and lead healthy, fulfilling lives. We do it with pride. We do it with passion. We stand up for what we believe, and we are scrappy, relentless, hungry, and unstoppable. Thank you for joining us for an incredible Summit 2021. And more so, thank you for being a part of something that people don't understand, but somehow you hang in there and you help me fight to make it what its potential can be. You help me build this.
You helped me build this. Yes, you're right, Carl, because without your coaches, you wouldn't have the money that you have. And I think you decided to make your company an MLM because you saw probably, allegedly, that sales were down, that you were not making as much money as you wanted to, and you saw how genius the MLM business model is for the CEOs at the top, because you're not paying benefits, you're not paying hourly or salary wages, you're not paying vacation time. You only have to pay out a certain number of people who are at the top of the pyramid and who are making a lot of money, but are also making you as rich as you are. And he told us that, yes, the coaches make his company what it is. And you are very, very right, sir.
Everybody who's together out there at your events, thank you for making this special in your own way. And everyone who tuned in from home, even if your team didn't get together, thank you for taking the initiative. I can't wait to see how many of us show up for 6:45 Monday morning, and I can't wait to see you in the podcast of our BOD Interactive beta test if you're a Nutrition Plus member this August.
So that's all I have for today. I know I might have been a little bit more sarcastic than usual, but I think there was a lot of interesting stuff to cover in this conversation. He said, in order to be special, to be successful, you literally have to reprogram your mind in order to think only positive thoughts about the company. You cannot let questions and doubt creep in. You can't let other people shake your belief of the company. And we know in MLM, you have to have belief in the product, in the company, and in the MLM industry. And if any of those three beliefs are shaken at all, you are not going to be successful because you need to have the right mindset. He also told us that, what else did he say? He also told us that we need to stay focused and not let other negative opinions creep in. We have to ignore the trolls, and we have to not let the trolls give us anxiety and fear. And we have to just keep our eyes on the vision ahead. We have to pretty much live in an echo chamber. So that's all I have for today. I hope you liked it, and I'll see you next time. Bye.